The number one thing that I hate about Korea is that people talk about other people. This happens everywhere, obviously, in every part of the world. But here, I think it's a lot worse. And it's because of the fact that Koreans are probably the most competitive, jealous people in the entire world. The Japanese might rival them because I think their rate of suicide is almost as high. But I don't know anything about the Japanese, actually. So the fact that gossip is almost a part of life here, it's like so normal and so common that I think people think it's okay, that it's not a bad thing. But it really is. It hurts people. The worst thing is that I can't understand what people are saying about me in Korean. It has definitely inspired me to learn Korean as well and as quickly as possible. I plan to study really hard every day now that I know what is going on, not even behind my back, but in front of my face. After my bag was stolen in Seoul on Sunday, I was really upset at work on Monday morning, and I was asking Park and Suk to help me out. And she called the Nonghyup, my bank card, their service line, and canceled my card. And I cried a little bit, not as bad as I cried when I actually, lost my bag. But I told Mrs. Choi, I'm really upset. I think I'm afraid I might cry in class. And she said, okay, I'll go alone. And I thanked her, and I thanked Park and Suk for helping me out. And later that day, Ms. Lee Eun-suk got a phone call from Rachel at the Jeonju Office of Education, and she said that somebody called in because, thank God, I put her phone number in my planner, and they'd found the planner in my bag, but they said my cell phone was gone. And when I finally got my bag back today, the cell phone was gone and a little bit of money. I don't know exactly how much, and one of my jackets. But I got everything important back, thank God. I've been saying that I had such a horrible time in Seoul that I'll never go back there again. But I think I will. Actually, later this month, in late April, we're going to go and watch my friend Butler's friend get a tattoo in Seoul, of all crazy things. So I guess I will go back, and I do want to see Chris again, Chris Fontana, my cousin. Actually, I think that the only good part of last weekend in Seoul was meeting Chris, because he's a really nice guy, and it's just so cool sometimes when, like, you didn't know that you had family, and then, wow, we're both in Korea. So, that was one fun part, and the club itself, where I lost my bag, was actually a pretty cool, interesting place. You can't wear pants, you can't wear shirt, you can't wear shorts, you must be naked. Playing house music, which is like, EDM, almost like electronic dance music, but like more repetitive. And it's the kind of stuff that you don't listen to by yourself at home because it could be really annoying. But at a club, when everybody's drunk and just having a good time, I think it's like the perfect kind of music. And they just had like all these crazy lights, and it was a pretty big place. So if not for losing my bag, I think I would have had like the time of my life. And I actually just found out after I completed the other part of my vlog when I was sick that the guy a Korean guy who I was dancing with, actually, and I went to go and sit with him and his friends, and that's where I lost or left my bag. And I really thought that they had stolen it. But I found in my little planner that was in my purse this name and this phone number, Brayden, and it said, please call me or email me, and I'll tell you about your bag. It was like something out of a movie. I was like, oh my god. My heart started beating. I said, okay, I gotta call this number as soon as possible. So this is actually before I got my new phone. And so I borrowed Kim Hee Jung's phone, and I found out that apparently when I came out of the bathroom to go back to the table, I just couldn't remember where we'd been sitting. Because he said he waited for me and he looked for me for an hour. And now I feel really stupid because I've been saying somebody stole it, you know? But I guess it was just me being stupid and or drunk or both. Yeah, both. Anyway, after all this stuff happened, a lot of teachers apparently were talking about me at work, and I think, they talk about me a lot every day. But I think it's been worse, possibly, in the last few days because of this little freak out incident. A little birdie told me about this, and I am grateful to it for telling me, but part of me wonders if I wouldn't be happier not knowing. Like, they say that ignorance is bliss, after all. It tells me cultural things, too, that I do wrong, to make my life easier here. The other teachers don't do that. They won't tell me. They'll just let me do things wrong and then laugh at me. Like, I put my rice on the wrong side of my tray, and I've been doing it like that for weeks, like ever since I got here. And the birdie told me today, and even it laughed, and I just said, ha, ha, ha. And then I just got up and left because I was really insulted. Like, yeah, thanks for telling me the wrong thing, but you don't have to laugh at it too. And in the first place, I can't even believe that something so small is such a big deal. Like, okay, I put my rice on the wrong side of my tray. Wow. If you were in my country and you were doing cultural things wrong, would you feel good if I talked about you in English and laughed at you if you didn't speak? But anyway, now that I know that all this stuff is going on, I just feel so shitty at work every day. Like, I hear my name and laughter all the time. Well, actually, not my name. I hear Stacy all the time. Stacy, ha ha ha. Stacy, ha ha ha. And I didn't notice it before because I wasn't really listening to it, but now that I'm listening for it, I hear it. Yesterday, actually, once I heard them talking about me, and I slammed the cabinet door pretty obviously on purpose while looking at them. The whole 40-person office looked up for a second. I hope they got the picture. On Tuesday, even, the ethics teacher practically knocked me over running to Park In-suk to ask her about the situation with the bag. And I know because I heard the word kaban, that's bag. And of course, because of what happened, I know that word now. And I think she's really stupid not to realize that. I think the polite thing to do, if she was really genuinely concerned for me, which I'm sure she's not, is to, address me directly and ask Park In-suk to translate. But of course, they don't think that way. And, one thing I really don't think they realize is that I pick up languages pretty quickly, and I listen to all the Korean I hear around me every day. And I hear words I know all the time. Kaban and unde, that means where, and shigum, that means now. If I'm learning new words every day, it's only a matter of time before I'm able to, kind of semi-understand what people are saying, at least get the gist of a conversation. And I think the teachers should be more careful about what they say about me, around me. I've, just had so much bad luck lately. Other things besides these things, I kind of been feeling like Job. He lost his job, and then he became poor, and then all of his kids got a disease and died. And then his wife left him, and then he went blind, and then his friends started to hate him, and then he got leprosy, and then he almost renounced God. And I know, okay, I'm not suffering that much, but I think the analogy sticks. I do think that life will get better eventually, but 지금 it's not so great.